Good afternoon, friends and comrades. It's been a while since I've done a video. I wanted to talk about principally two things. First off, I wanted to talk about the passing yesterday of legendary soccer player, anti-imperialist, and socialist, and a personal hero of mine, Diego Armando Maradona. Like his hero Che, he was from Argentina. He did things like wrote an autobiography and made all the benefits of the autobiography go to the Cuban Revolution. He was a supporter of Chavez. He was a supporter of Maduro, Evo Morales, the whole socialist anti-imperialist project in Latin America. Diego traveled there and offered his services humbly, even though he was an international superstar for his incredible soccer skills that he had over the years. And he died pretty young, age 60, heart attack. He had been in the hospital in Argentina, and for the next day, this is the second day, there's 3 days in total. There's national mourning now. His coffin is on display in the stadium in Buenos Aires, Argentina. So it's important for us to honor him and to remember his political side, not just the fact that he was an athlete. People like to go over mistakes he made in his life. It was important to remember his legacy and his political philosophy and his contribution to humanity and the progress of mankind in general. I also wanted to talk briefly from the perspective of a leftist and from what I've gathered, my studies on the recent presidential election here in the U.S. empire. Not that it matters much to us anti-imperialists who become the president in the current system until there's a revolution here in the United States. However, it is my belief that there is still, at least to my knowledge, no extensive evidence of widespread voter rigging or fraud. There is only evidence of isolated incidents of both Republicans rigging against particularly African Americans, again in Georgia, who are in blue districts, and rigging of some Democrats against Republicans. But nothing has come out that would show suddenly by a margin of over 5 million that the Democrats had had used that to have a fake victory, you could say, against Trump. There's really no evidence of that. That's an extreme right myth that unfortunately some on the extreme left adhere to, and I do not adhere to that. At the same time, I think it's time for us to move on and try to pressure Biden to the left or make a movement against Biden coming from the left, much like Occupy and Stay in Iraq under Obama. One of the things we can do right now to pressure Biden to the left is demand that he pick at least one or two, and I don't think Elizabeth Warren's real progressive, but he needs to pick at least one or two progressives as part of his cabinet, including Bernie as labor secretary. Bernie's fought for workers' rights his entire political career. Not saying Bernie's a saint by any means, but certainly having him there as a thorn in the side against the establishment would be a good thing. It'd be much like we see here in Florida with Nikki Fried, the agriculture commissioner, being the one Democrat in DeSantis' cabinet. She's a thorn in his side, and she's autonomous, even though she serves him because she's a Democrat and an environmentalist. She's critical of a lot of his policies statewide, which have actually happened to make COVID worse, but that's getting off topic. So I think that we need to move on over who won the election. It's clear Biden's going to be inaugurated. Even Trump more or less has conceded to that at this point. And we need to pressure him to go to the left. But those defeatists on the left, they're saying that's impossible. I don't believe that. I think that if Biden thinks him or Kamala is not going to get reelected because he might not survive the first presidency, that for their own political survival, not in the goodness of their heart as establishment types, that they will have to adhere to some moves to the left, including Medicare for all. As this pandemic continues on, and who knows when the vaccine will be ready or how good the vaccine will be. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be a conspiracy and Gates going to make a vaccine that's going to be bad, but it takes time for human trials, and the first vaccine made available might have side effects. So these are all things we have to take into consideration. So thank you, friends and comrades, for listening.